Set. We lost some better equipment. Oh, it's shut. Okay, it's live. It's on.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Are we good?
You're good to go.
All right. Well, very good. So I would like to call to order the meeting of the Bartonville Crime Control and Prevention District on September the 22nd. It is 5:53 p.m. If everybody would join me, we'll stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So first item on our agenda this evening is citizen participation. At this point, we do not have any citizens in attendance. So no citizen participation for this evening. So moving forward to our next item on the agenda is introduction of new members and election of officers. Our new member, Donald, also Deke Dunlap, has joined us. Welcome, Deke. We're glad to have you on the board. You want to just take a couple minutes and tell a little bit about yourself and your background?
I had a 29-year career in the Navy. I left the Navy and went to work for Raytheon in Garland. Don't ask me why I'm living here. I worked in Garland, worked there until 2008, and then went independent as an independent contractor. I'm still doing a little bit of that today. I get emails from guys that say, "Hey, you want to come work for us? We'll move you to Utah." And I'm going, "No." So I'm officially retired. If you don't know where I live where all the Dobermans are. And the wife passed away last year, so that was her joy and her pride, and that's what she did. So I'm trying to uphold that as much as I can. I've got 5 dogs left out of 7 we started with when we moved out here. And if you're in the market for a Doberman, I've got some.
All right.
It's the extent of my career. It's where I've been and where I'm going.
Great. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. I've known Deke basically since we moved in back in 2011. So glad to have him joining us on the board. All right. Next item of business is.
I interject?
Yes,
something
sir.
Right quick.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
felt that it's kind of unfair that we have introduction of new members and Deke gets to tell us all about himself. And he doesn't know anything about any of us.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm glad you said that. I was sitting here saying, I got to introduce, and I had some of these people I had no idea.
Do we want to do a quick little around the horn?
I think we should
give
just go
everybody-
around. Just go around.
I
the
think
table.
that's a great idea, Johnny. Chris, you want to start off?
I'm Chris Colbert, and I live on Stonewood Boulevard, just around the corner, so I know exactly where you are.
Right from right down the
I
street.
see you
from
throwing the ball for the dogs quite a bit. I work in the swimming pool industry. I've been in it for 20 years now. I work for a manufacturer, and I'm in sales. I have a wife. We've been married since 2010. We got married in our backyard on Stonewood, and now we have 2 little 8-year-old twins, and that's what I do.
Really? Have twin grandchildren. I live over in Lantana. That's great. That's wonderful.
I do.
I'm Johnny Jones, and I live over off of Bridle Bit, which is off of a ranch. You're going down Port River to the last road on the right before you get to 1709. We've my wife and I've lived there since about 2005, and I'm retired from Grapevine Police Department.
You know me. We can. Hey, Kevin.
I'm Kevin Oldham. I live down here on East Jeter on the corner. There's a bend there, and we live on that corner.
Living at, is it- okay, yeah.
A log cabin,
Yeah,
that's us, yeah.
okay,
And
that's cool.
we like it. We love it there, actually. We moved here about 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years now. Time flies. I'm a CPA that works for a corporation. I've done that my whole career. And I have a wife and 3 daughters, one in middle school, 2 in high school. That's what I do.
I am Lori Van Alstine. I live at Gibbons and Seals,
Okay. All
right on the corner, yellow house, farmhouse.
Oh, wow.
We've lived here for about 16 years. And I work for a private investigation company. We do insurance fraud. We're like the second largest in the United States. I'm the executive assistant to the owners. And I'm married and we're semi-empty nesters. I have a 23-year-old son that is in law enforcement. He's a police officer in Louisville. And my other son is in college. So they come periodically, which we love. So that's my story.
I'm Lance. I've been with Bartonville since 2014, been in law enforcement 15 years. I see you quite often out there with the dogs playing ball, so it's pretty cool.
Now, you guys park right in front, right across, right next to the Van Trees property.
We do.
You sit there and every time I see you guys out there, I'm going, yeah.
Yeah, get 'em.
They like to fly on Porter Road.
They do like to do that.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I'm Tammy Dixon. I'm your town secretary, and I joke with the council. I reside at 1941 East Jeter. I live in Flower Mound actually, but I've worked here for, it'll be 10 years next month.
Wow.
So, and I love working here and I love serving your communities. And, great place to be. And this is Ashley Bennett. I forgot your last name for a minute. Ashley's the newest member of our staff. She doesn't have a microphone. We're gonna get her involved in some of the boards and National Night Out. So we invited her to come up.
Outstanding. I like it.
National Night Out's coming up here.
That's one of the topics here on our agenda. Absolutely.
By the
All
way,
right.
They answered yes on the pledge. They still-
I checked my daughters too. They're like, what are you thinking, Dad? Yeah.
And I just want to say for the record, I remember when Chris was on planning and zoning and when the twins were born, he was one tired man and missed quite a few meetings.
Several neighbors that visited during that very first couple of days. They still remember the look on my face.
He was like-
Would have just taken a picture.
You have the disadvantage
Yeah.
of being dad.
Yeah, well, twins.
I have the wonderful advantage of being the granddad.
Absolutely.
Go home.
All right, so moving on then, our next items are related to our election of chair, vice chair, and secretary. So first item is discuss and consider nominations and the election of chair. So we'll open the discussion. I don't know, I mean, I have been doing it for a while. I'm certainly happy to continue serving, but if there's someone else who has a strong desire to step into the role and serve, I'm certainly willing to move on.
Did I make a nomination?
Certainly,
Yeah,
unless
open
there's
the
any
floor
other
to
discussion,
nominations, or
any
are we-
further discussion?
Yes.
Okay,
I'd like to nominate Jeff Brooke.
okay. We have a nomination and a second. All in favor?
Well, can we close the nominations?
Closing out. Yeah, we're not real formal with the
I
whole
just
rules
want
of
to
order.
make
so-
sure I'm.
Understood.
everything right.
Understood. We're kind of an abbreviated Robert's Rules of Order, so we keep it.
Cliff's notes.
Exactly.
Get too far out of line, Tammy corrects us.
Yeah, Tammy keeps us in
Yeah,
line and
that's
makes sure that we're
That's good,
doing what
that's
we
good,
need to.
good.
So we've got Deke with a nomination.
Motion to vote.
But Tammy, do we,
No, you
No.
made a motion in a second. So you just
we've
need
got a motion and a second, so we can go in favor, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote. Any opposed? All right, so it is unanimous. All right, and second item is election of vice chair. Has been Johnny. I think Johnny's been doing a great job as well. So any discussion?
I'm happy to continue doing it unless somebody would like to step forward and take advantage of it.
Good. We have a motion from Chris. Do I hear second? Lori seconds. All in favor? And it's unanimous. All right. And finally, election of secretary. The chief, who's not here tonight, has been our secretary for the last X number of years. He's been doing a great job, and so I guess we can nominate and elect him. So- Lance, yeah, do you want to step in and take over?
Are you the
Okay.
proxy? Okay.
Takes 3 to fill in for the chief.
Yes, it does. All right. Well, I'll entertain any nominations then to keep chief in place as secretary. Chris motions. Do I have a second?
Second.
Johnny seconds. All in favor? And it is unanimous as well. All right. So that concludes the new members and election of officers. So let's move on to agenda items. Agenda item 1 is consider for approval the May 13th, 2021 meeting minutes. You should have a copy of those. They show who all was here. There was no public participation. The agenda items are as described there. Unless anybody has any concerns, questions, or discussion, certainly I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Okay, Lori has motion. Do we have a second? Kevin seconds. And all in favor? And it's unanimous as well. Very good. All right. Final item or on the agenda items is the 2021 National Night Out event. It's coming up Tuesday, October 5th. I'll turn it over to Tammy if you want to give us kind of a breakdown and an update on where things stand and what else you need from this group or any assistance we can provide.
I've distributed the map. It's the same, this is the same layout as we did in 2019. As last year, we didn't have National Night Out. The list of events and booths are, not events, the list of names on there are confirmed with the exception, we don't know if we're doing the boat safety. So the boat safety, we're not sure of. And we're not sure of the air ambulance helicopter yet, but Lance will have one here. He has promised. He has promised.
He promised. He is going to make it happen, right?
If anything, he'll get Jeff Trailer to fly his helicopter out here.
All right, there we go.
I don't know if he still has one or not, because he's learning how to fly an airplane, but I don't know, we'll have an helicopter.
Do we have, is there a care flight?
Yeah, there's 2 different companies, and usually one of the 2 bring an air ambulance out and land it.
They go to which hospital?
It depends on which,
Depends on what the incident is. You could do a
it's a
GPS.
heart, it's not going to
So
fire.
they actually consider what staff is there and not what hospital.
Depends on the trauma, what it is. If it's, depends on where it is.
It depends on the trauma.
I've had an issue with that for many years. You always seem to go to the politically correct hospital instead of the one that has the staff that can handle the trauma.
So,
Child related, they usually go to Cook Children's in Fort Worth.
so we're working on that. The Emergency Services District will be here. I don't know if they're cutting a vehicle or not. It's hot. So, but I think, and Chief Lugo is no longer with the Emergency Services District. So I don't know if any of you knew that. He took a chief's position in South Texas.
Big city. Yeah, that's where it is.
And so he's no longer there. He'll be missed, but I know Lance has been working with ESD on that as well. So they'll have fire trucks out there.
At least be a fire truck out there. I don't know if they're gonna cut anything up. It's hot.
But yeah, that's what we said. It's hot. So there will be a fire truck. We've confirmed, we've got the face painting, we've got the photographer, the DJ will be out there. He does a great job for us. We'll have the crime control booth. We'll go over that in just a moment. The Miss Piggy's, she's a Bartonville resident. She does events all over Texas. Instead of doing a tent, she asked if she can bring her actual food truck out because it's all inclusive, which is fine. Marty just confirmed that he will do his food truck and give out food for us this year. Waste Connections is confirmed that they'll bring out their frog truck again. We've got the Allstate Smiles of Texas, McManus Farmers Agency, Championship Martial Arts, which they're under new ownership. Cryo and Recovery. F45 Lantana is going to have a booth. They also paid for the bounce house. Instead of the bounce house, they're doing an obstacle course. And I try to keep it less COVID. Instead of people in there bouncing, that'll be an obstacle course for kids. And so we'll put their tent and they'll be, so they paid for that. And Community Urgent Care, CJ's Legacy Ranch, that's the new school. It's a private school. They bought Rex Tillerson's property. So they're right off FM 407. So that's a new school. They donated $500 as a major sponsor. What we did this year on the flyer, when I sent it out, I saw on someone, I think I took it from Houselet, they had a $250 donorship and a $500 donorship. So I added it and I got two $500 donorships from that. And with that, I said, I put your name on the banner. It's now I got to get a banner to put out there. I mean, we have one, but I got to put their logos on the banner. But you know what? I didn't say what kind of banner. I will have a banner out there with their logos on it for those kind of donations. So it's been, I wasn't quite sure again with the COVID. I've ordered the porta potties like we did last year with the cleaning stations. We have our hand sanitizer units from town hall. We'll have all of those out there. We, instead of borrowing the drunk goggles, like we bought a pair of drunk goggles and a pair of marijuana goggles. And we tried them on.
Great.
I should have brought them in here for you guys to try. They are crazy.
It's fun, wasn't it?
And so we'll have those at your booth.
How are those different? I'm just curious.
Go get them. We'll let you try. And
Well, I
so.
remember the drunk goggles, but I've never even heard of marijuana goggles.
So when we went on their site, so they have education, their kits, and their kits are very expensive. So we just bought the goggles and the cases. And then we were using our leftover COVID funds. And so they actually have little sanitation masks that you can wear and to put them on. So again, we'll have enough hand wipes and for the goggles, but they're little masks. So if they try them on, they don't have to worry about cleaning to help with the changing of those. It has been my goal one of these years to get the pedal cart so they can
Yeah,
have a
we've
little
talked-
obstacle
We've
course.
talked about that in the past. Yeah.
Well, today we've had over $2,350 in donations plus our $3,000 budget. I told Lance, he goes, let's buy it.
How much is the
This
cart?
is-
I don't know. I
Simulates
think
the-
they're about $500.
Oh, is
So
that-
we've done little ones, but I want the
See,
like
you just
ones
see
for
bags
the
of Doritos
teenagers.
and-
Big enough for
Can
adults
sit on it.
slash teenager, yeah.
So we're gonna look it
Like
up
the
to see if we
munchies
can.
sounds good.
And he's like, where are we gonna store it? I'm like, we'll find a place. Under your desk, I don't know. We will find a place to store.
What is
Good.
It's a pedal cart. So it's a cart and it's like a bicycle, but you pedal it and it has a steering wheel.
Okay.
And so basically they put on these goggles and we set up like some orange
Gotcha.
cones
Yeah,
that
so
they
they-
gotta steer their way
Yeah.
through.
So they
Because
steer it
last time was
sober.
Walking.
Yeah.
They were walking.
So if we don't have that, we'll have like we did last time, we'll have a couple of game ideas like they stack the cups.
This isn't anything like.
Oh, that's funny.
Deke speaks from experience.
That's what they see? Is that what they really see?
Is that the
That's-
marijuana or is that
This
the
is
drunk
marijuana.
goggles?
Yeah.
And then
Cannabis.
what level are the blood alcohol level is?
0.08 to 0.15. 0.08 is your
Legally,
above is your
yeah.
legal.
What's this one?
drunk.
That's the drunk goggles from 0.08 to 0.15.
This one's gonna be the same. Holy
I was in Arizona taking care of my mother where THC is legal now.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm gonna go buy some gummies because what I had tried those on. I said, I'm gonna go try them out and I'll tell you if those goggles are true or not. They didn't.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's,
But it's quite the experience. But we'll have all the sanitation supplies, you know,
Yeah.
at the booth. So whoever can be there.
and we were doing it
They're very, very
last,
similar.
last year. We were wiping
yeah,
everything down. I mean, we had that big stack of sanitary.
have
wipes,
with
whatever.
the COVID, we have so many sanitary, we'll have plenty. You will not run out. Everybody could even probably have their own package of the hand wipes to walk around with. So I'm not worried about the amount that we use.
Yeah,
Uh,
Trick is.
But
to try
again,
to
we
walk
got
with
these extra little
That's what.
So Lori,
cloths that they can wear.
with those on, did it make us say, hey, man?
Hey, man.
I don't know, I kind of got the munchies.
I was gonna say, did you get the munchies when you put them on? All right.
And then Denko 911 was unable, they're short staffed, so they're unable to have a booth, but they donated a bunch of giveaway items.
Good.
So you'll be the fun booth, obviously, and we'll have giveaway items for you. We'll have the games. I'll print out several different types, so let you guys figure out what you want to do.
Sure.
We'll have the cups there for you to stack, and the police department will put their tent by yours.
So what are we
Gather.
gonna do about the door prizes? Have we still got the gun safe?
Yes,
giveaway?
we have the gun safe, so that's a good question. So if we want to, what you want to, not we, got to bring the gun safe if you want to do a raffle. And how much do you want to do raffle tickets for? And then what do you want to do with those funds? Do you want to take those funds and apply them towards Blue Santa? Since that's an activity event, it's up to you. Because we have a gun safe that Tractor Supply donated for our last event. We're like, what are we gonna do with the gun safe? So if you
Is
want to
that the
sell,
only prize that we're gonna raffle, but there's other door prizes that we're just gonna give away, or what other
I haven't got
prizes?
all the door prizes brought in yet.
Okay.
So Roadrunner Traffic Supply, our vendor that does all our street signs, every year they donated 10 personalized street signs. Cloud9 has said they're gonna donate a gift basket. And I'm still waiting, like, T. Nolan Perkins, our town engineer, said we should be expecting something from Amazon today. We just got some gift cards. So with some other funds, we'll go out and buy some, the kids love, whatever type of giveaways that we can. So whether we have we used to have it really controlled. It's hard, our DJ's real good at just pulling a number if we give away tickets.
Right.
Or some kind of random thing if somebody, Michelle Engel, we have our new reserve officer, perhaps. They
Pending.
have a new reserve officer.
Pending.
And if she's approved by then, wanted to make a wheel that you spin.
Oh.
So if you spin the wheel and land on a number, then you get a prize. And she was gonna do that for little kids. That might be something that we can do for the other prizes, but I don't know how many we're gonna have yet. So it's hard to figure it out.
Yeah. Maybe we do it like we've done in the past where we just give everybody a ticket and then the DJ does a drawing like every 15 minutes or something. And then we just know, we've got 10 tickets. So let's just split up, how often he does the drawing to give away the 10 prizes or whatever and
Sounds good.
do it something like that. I think that less work for everybody.
Yep.
The wheel sounds cool, but somebody's going to have to build
gonna-
that and put it
Well,
together.
she was gonna build that and
Yeah,
like
that's all right.
donate, it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But as far as the gun safe, what would you like to do with the?
Yeah, I think the raffle, we just need to figure out, how much do we want to sell tickets for, do the,
We're gonna have to have a big sign because if one person comes up and goes, here's for the raffle, and then they win it because they're the only one that,
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
got it.
We have these nice A-frame, so I don't know if you've seen them out front town hall with these A-frame signs now that we can make the sign for the raffle.
maybe we can make a poster board to kind of
Yep.
set in front of the gun safe.
Yeah,
Can we-
it'll sit in front of it. We say raffle tickets, so
Yeah.
we'll get whatever the value of the safe. So if you want to raffle tickets, if you want to do $5,
And I gotta believe that gun safe as well. I mean, depending on what type it is, what brand, it's gotta be probably anywhere from $700-800 to could be upwards $1,500, $2,000. I don't know what brand it is.
Up this big, I don't know how many, maybe 20 guns, maybe.
What brand it
It's not,
is.
it's not a long gun.
I think It holds long. It's the
holds
tractor supply brand. I don't know. I'd have to-
So it's probably what, 5 foot tall by, yeah, 5 foot by like,
It's like
I'll
I'm like,
figure
I'm
out
trying to picture it's out in the
I'd
shed.
think, I'd figure $500 safe. Probably,
Yeah.
yes.
That's still nice, you know.
Instead of the big.
yeah. Do you know, is it sheet metal or is it kind of the fireproof with the
It's the
big, thick-
fireproof. It's fire rating on it. It's.
it
we
is.
Put it in sports.
So it's not just like a stack on.
No, it's not a stack on.
on
It's not
sheet,
that.
sheet metal.
It's got a programmable keypad,
program. Okay,
turn and build.
They'll even haul it out to the event so people can see it.
that's great. That's great.
I know, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
On a big
Volunteer
long
them
chain.
for so much.
I don't know what, I mean, how many people roughly attendance? I'm trying to think about attendance in the past year.
Well,
So we usually have what, between
We've
200?
invited, the church graciously, we've invited all the church members and then we posted on Lantana and our community. So we blasted out. I want to say we had 100 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least
Yeah.
100. I was gonna say 100 to 200 in the past.
Yep.
I mean, I remember when we did it up at the Bartonville Square, we had a significant turnout that year. So I mean, if we have 100 to 200 people and we do it, what, $5 a ticket or 10 for $40 or something, or give them some kind of a discount.
Okay, we'll
by-
come up with some
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Does that sound reasonable to you guys? Any other
Yeah, that's what it looks-
suggestions or
yeah.
ideas? Discussion?
Would it be feasible?
Okay,
to-
it's a $400 safe.
It's a
12
400.
gun. If this is the right one, it's about a $400 safe.
Okay.
It's feasible or workable, could we maybe have an agreement with the Bartonville store like a week ahead of time for them to be selling tickets? Saying it will be, the drawing will be during National Night Out?
Oh, the raffle, yeah.
I bet he would do that.
Yeah.
Present to win.
So we
Perfect.
could-
Drawing will be at, what time is it gonna be? From
6 to 8.
Yep.
6 to 8, so drawing will be at like 7:45 or something
So
that
they
way.
have to fill out a little,
The tickets.
Yeah.
you know,
Do we have, will we need to get tickets
Yeah, oh
printed
yeah,
up?
we'll
and
have,
Get some raffle tickets?
we have those tickets that we use the tickets for them for the door prizes.
Okay. The two-part where you
Mhm.
tear off and.
I'll
one
check our
goes in.
box. We have the 2-part. And they,
Yeah, that would. Yeah, that'd be
Now we
great.
start selling them
Yeah,
now.
that's a great idea.
and so, and what is the money going to benefit?
I mean, I mean, Blue Sand, I think is a great cause. I mean,
Okay.
are there any other causes for town of Bartonville that we see needs, or is there any other, I mean,
Blue Santa and National Night Out for next year. So I
That's-
think Blue Santa might be,
yeah.
yeah,
I would do
I think
this.
I think
Okay.
that's fine.
let's get a ton of money for Blue Santa.
That'd be great. I mean,
Well,
we'll be
you
able
want it
to,
to go to the employee lunch fund?
we'll be able to adopt, every
Right.
kid in Bartonville under the age of 10.
Yeah.
the amount of money
Well,
we're-
I don't know, you could divide it up, or do you want to, how much, a certain amount? Well, offer ideas then. Well, you need to offer ideas.
I'd rather it go to people than like, a function. I mean, you know what I mean? Are you saying that we would have too much money?
Why don't we
for
see how
Blue
much,
Santa?
can we wait and see how much we raise? And
Yeah,
then
we'll
once
just
we
say fund-
see,
We'll
we
just
can
do
make a
raffle. We
decision
don't have
as
to
a
say what
group.
it's for.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can make a decision as a
Well,
group and say,
Yeah,
hey,
you
Yeah.
just say you're
It's
raffling
like,
it.
here's what you win.
Yeah.
That's all that really
Yeah.
matters.
Are there any other county agencies that the police department or the town uses in the Crimes Against Children or something like that? That kind of depends on also donations.
Well, the only other one I can think of is, but we have money that they request every year that we give them. The Children's Advocacy Center, but there's money, like we have a ton of money in their account, and every year they do their share request, fair share request. So we pay that, so they do that on a per capita or per use, per capita ratio, how they do that calculation. So they get that money every year, so. I can think
So Tammy, wherever we're selling tickets, are we going to say where the proceeds are going?
That's what we're,
That's what we were talking about. We
We
were
just
saying
say-
it's gonna benefit, we can say it's gonna benefit Blue Santa. But then we can decide how much of it goes to Blue Santa.
There you
And if
go.
we raise a ton of money and we say, well, my goodness, can't $5,000
benefit, we'll just
worth
say
of-
benefiting Blue Santa.
Yeah.
And not all proceeds, but
Right,
we'll
yeah.
just say benefiting Blue
Yeah,
Santa.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I think that makes a difference. If,
Yep.
if somebody sees that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy a ticket, just to buy a ticket if I had to be there.
Right.
But if you say benefiting Blue Santa, I might buy 4,
Yeah.
even though I know I'm not coming.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
I buy a bunch just because I want the guns.
And yeah, his wife said he's not allowed. I'm like, his money is still good. I don't care.
Yeah, Lori said I can't have it. She's like, there's no more room for another gun. All right. Any other discussion then as far as?
How do we serve on the, like, do we just all come and?
So that's okay. The event is from 6 to 8 coolers. So Jeff, you do used to have that great big white cooler. So
Got that big one that I can actually, let you guys.
Jeff has this
I
great
use
big
like, I
white
use like my
cooler.
big game venison or the big 134, whatever quart or can or whatever it is.
We'll
So,
get, like, we'll buy some ice and some water, and if Marty's gonna do some food, I'll find out what he's gonna do, and we've got popcorn and cotton candy.
How are you doing?
It's done by a professional, one of our vendors, Miss
Okay.
Piggy's, she does events, the Grape Fest and all those types of things, so it'll be
Yeah,
done out of a food truck,
She does cotton candy.
so,
So do you need, so do we need to be there? I mean, first of all, who else gonna be in town and able to be there?
I'm gonna try.
I don't know, Chris, have you ever attended one?
I'm planning to be in town.
Chris is
so,
always
yeah.
gone.
Sure, it's a little different. That was on the 5th, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday, October 5th.
I won't be here. Yeah.
Chris, you will be. Deke said yes, I'll be here.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I was just.
And Lori will. Okay. So do you want us to be there? You want us to be there early and then we can maybe just take shifts from 6 to 8, maybe 30-minute or 45-minute shifts or
Great, and
something,
if you
work in
can-
the booth and then we can roam
Yes.
around as well?
Absolutely, and if you can help, we'll have tents here that we have that we'll need to, if anybody can come early and help us take stuff over, and then, help set up your tent, we'll be taking tables over there. We'll get them over there early, but yeah, if you're in whatever let you run your booth from 6 to 8, as long as you guys take care of it.
When are you starting to set it up?
We'll set up, what did we do last year? That's.
It says on here, setup begins after 4:30.
That's for the, I send this out to the vendors.
That's for the vendors
Yeah,
only?
so that'll
Okay.
be for us too, because
Okay,
they,
okay.
I'll
So,
need to check with them because they're running a school out of there now, which they are or not, they keep changing. I'll have to find out what time.
About 3:15 when I'm coming back with mine, they're starting to load up.
Load up.
So right.
So that should still be hopefully okay, and that parking lot will be cleared out. As long as you guys are there, the event starts at 6 o'clock, but by 5:30 to manage your booth.
so do you want us to come here first, like at 4:30 to help load up? I mean, I can bring my truck if there's stuff that needs to be hauled over there or?
No, I'll give you a call. and
Okay.
We'll coordinate that. We'll see,
Coordinate before,
depending on how
okay.
much we have.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Deke's
I
got
got
a
a
new,
brand new
new Toyota truck. We got plenty of trucks. Yeah. We got lots of hauling stuff. so,
Everybody
Yeah,
probably has a
everybody
truck.
bring the truck.
Everyone has a truck.
Name tags for board members. That's right.
Okay.
Get them shirts.
What else? Anything else about National Night Out? Ideas? It looks like we do still have some open slots, 10, 11, and 12. Is that right, Tammy, that haven't been filled in or?
Well, this is the map that I used last year, so I just threw in
Okay.
some names. So if we get any more, I had somebody yesterday. can I still? And I'm like, absolutely.
Participate? Okay,
Absolutely.
good.
So if we
good.
take anybody at the last minute,
Okay.
and if not, we can space them out a little bit more, so we have
Yeah.
more COVID friendly. So that's,
Yeah.
again, and if you'll each give me your shirt size, I can't promise, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get you some shirts before then. So what's shirt size?
XL.
And even if you're not gonna be here, I'll still order you a shirt.
Large. So. Thank you, Tim.
Any color preference?
I like those burgundy.
Oh, wait, do you
Are
guys
they-
already
are
have one?
No.
Not like t-shirts, or do you have these?
Well, we have the- No, we have.
You have the t-shirts.
Yeah, the t-shirt.
No, I was gonna try to get you look the
Oh.
Bartonville
Oh,
logo.
I'm sure
burnt
Andy has
orange
one of
that-
those.
I like the burnt orange that the chief had on at the Bartonville at the member thing. You guys, you were there, right? Did you see?
No, but I
Chief?
didn't see what it was.
He had on a
It's
burnt-
Well, this is the women's cut, but
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
I want
Well, that's the
that.
thing.
I'll take
Yeah,
burnt orange.
my daughter's gonna be in that, but I mean, it's a good looking, I mean, it's not a Texas, just a general. Any-
the
Guys do
blue,
red,
black,
guys do red and
neutral
black.
color if they don't have burnt orange, or do you have
Yeah,
any
if not, just, yeah, whatever, black or blue or whatever.
royal blue or
Yeah, I'll take the girly color.
girly color?
Whatever
Which
works.
should be, okay,
We're not. big.
Whatever they have. I'm fine.
periwinkle.
Maybe a fuchsia. Maybe
Fuchsia.
a nice fuchsia.
Purple, there's a teal, like a teal color.
All right.
And let's
What else?
see,
Anything
handouts.
else?
So crime control booth, we had door prizes, drunk goggles, handouts, blow necklaces. I think we're gonna order some of just any all kinds of handouts we can have. I said, Dr. We've received over $2,350 in donations,
Plus the
plus
3,000.
$400 in gift cards. Thank you, Johnny, for adding to that. Plus our budget, or your budget. of course. Other than that, I think it's just really nice to have to be able to do this again.
I think there'll be a lot of people. Everybody wants to get out. Gives you a reason.
Weather is like it was this morning.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay. Any last questions, thoughts, comments, concerns? All right, we will close that item. Next item is future items. The only thing that I had, Tammy, that I asked about before we started was the flock camera contract renewal. Is that coming up for renewal sometime in October or November? I thought we did it for just a 1-year contract. And is there some approval that the board's gonna have to do? for
I will
that?
find out. It is in your budget.
Yeah.
So I'll find out because there's not another installation cost.
Okay,
And as a note on that, the town did a grant application
for 6 additional
for
cameras.
6 additional
Yeah,
cameras to the Denton County Development District.
right.
So they did flock cameras, they did the sky tower. What else? Oh, radar, speed radar,
Nice, good.
and to fund the police officer.
Yeah.
And they approved everything but the police officer. And it's gotta be used for that area. So,
What area is that?
the Lantana Town Center area, so the, of the Denton County Development District area. But there's already cameras in that area, so they'll consider that and then, utilize, so the 6, they'll be paid for that area. So you have to have one in and one out. But I'll check the camera, and I know that Chief needed an update on something, so you'll probably be having another meeting sooner than later. This board doesn't meet regularly, so
We're just ad hoc whenever the chief has something that he needs us to approve or take a look at, or there's some item that we need to come together. So it's just,
It's not part of the ordinary budget.
it is part of the ordinary budget. Yeah, we do have meetings for the budget meetings to
I mean,
approve
if
budgets.
it's, if it's something that's in the budget, we
Right.
don't have to, we don't have to all commiserate.
Right,
No.
exactly.
But
But if
he'll,
it's-
I think he wanted an update on something and we did change a line item in your budget, but it wasn't it was for, there was a line item that you were paying for software, but it was out of a grant fund and that grant is gone. So we just moved it up into a software line item.
Right.
So we just took it out of one line item and moved it up. So we didn't change the numbers of the budget. We just changed the line item that it was coming out.
Right. And
We
I
got,
think
we got audited, we got these phone calls from the department. Well, I got an email from the Department of Justice and then it was like, this is, and it was serious stuff. It was something Corey started from a grant and they weren't reporting it and Chief and I did not, we found it. He got it all updated. So we're in the clear now. So we thought we were in a lot of trouble.
Good. Okay, so yeah, so whatever, if
So,
we
yeah,
need to
we'll
meet
find out.
again in October or sometime here in the next month or two. So,
And if we're adding those additional ones, that may need be, because if we're adding additional, it'll run through, and that was something we weren't sure how that grant was to be operated, because I don't think they received the paperwork on it yet, and I heard that it was, we were supposed to buy it, then they would refund us the money, and typically if they were grant, they would give you the funding, so I'm not quite sure how that works yet either, so if you have to approve those additional cameras through the contract that you have, so.
gotcha.
So I would expect to be meeting again maybe in October, when we do a follow-up from the event.
Sounds good.
And when it was,
Decide what we're gonna do with the rest of the money, like,
There you go.
you know, also on that
Alright.
meeting too.
Yep.
Or
Kind of
how
a,
much.
kind of a wrap up.
Yeah.
Post national night out.
Post-national night out. There we go. Put that on there, post-national night out, block cameras.
Okay, any
I
other?
think when the flock cameras were first presented to us, I mean, we opted for just a 1-year contract.
Yes.
What are their other contract options in case we
Have
wanted to do?
Steve- We'll have Chief present that to you at your next meeting.
Yeah, because
I
if
do
there
not have
are,
that
if there's any reason, if there's any financial benefit to do a 3-year contract.
Right. Yeah, since it was new, we didn't want to tie ourselves into a real long contract and like,
And he reported last night, there was how many? 53,000 reads last month.
It's,
Hits,
from-
53,000
wow.
hits for the month of August.
Wow.
I think Lance and I were talking beforehand, and I don't want to speak out of turn, Lance, so correct me, but I think the chief is looking at potentially moving some of the cameras around so that the cameras, the way they are today, get both coming in and going out. And some of the going out is really not making sense, because as they're going out, they're getting out to the point to, by the time we get notice, the police department gets notice, they're already either, out 1171, out to 35W. So I think chief was looking at maybe replacing some of them specifically just for when they're coming in, because when they come into town, if there's an alert, then they're within our area, they're closer for our guys to go and address and take a look at. So maybe
Seems like
dur-
it'd still be good data to know where they exited.
well,
'Cause
we
if they're
can, yeah,
coming
we
in
can, and we can
don't
talk
know
about it.
any Outbound side, we don't know that they're even still in town.
That's true. Yeah. We'll talk and see what chief's thought process is
Not gonna
around.
remove all of them. From
Yeah.
Outbound. There'll still be a few outbounds. She's got 6 new ones coming at me right here at the town center, so those that are around here are getting moved somewhere else.
So, yeah, so
based on your experience with it, do you think has it been beneficial? Does it look well?
It would be a lot more beneficial if we were here all the time, because we get hits when nobody's here, like when somebody just drove through with a stolen vehicle. But yeah, I like them. I've used them a couple times.
we have 3 open hire tickets. We're still looking for officers. So get those hired. What'll that take us to? That'll take us to 5 or 6? 6. 6.
Chief Sergeant.
It's close to 24/7.
Most, yeah, 6 is just about enough to do 24/7, yeah. Any other future items? Any other ideas? Anything else we want to talk about on next time's agenda? Okay, if not, we have covered all of the items on the agenda. So with that, we will go ahead and adjourn at 6:37 PM. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate your time and participation, and have a great evening.
Thanks for
Thank you.
inviting me.
Yeah,
Thanks for showing up.
Glad you